Krishna, I welcome you for this. I do consider this the most essential of my presentations. It will be very straightforward, but you might become surprised a little bit because there will be new insights. The title of this presentation, thank you very much. Thank you. A lot of you. Let me show you in this garden. There is a center flower. This is no, just showing you. There's no other flower like this. So this goes down. No, it's for, please understand, it's not about wrong or right. It is about what you practice that you become. So if you practice being a little bit more conscious in your life, you will become conscious even in putting on a garment.
I actually thought this
goes in the back.
Yeah.
This goes, yeah.
Yes, I will go again. I will pretend it didn't happen. I will go this again. Here.
I'm trying to make a point here. Since a few days, and this is not understood sometimes in our sadhana practice. There is an underlying principle that I would like to express in modern words so that you hear it from a different perspective. Our future self is very much formed by what we do at this present moment. Like I do know that many elderly Vaishnavas have respiratory problems. So I have heard this, I've seen this. So if I wish to not have respiratory breathing problems when I'm older, I must now practice breathing so that in the future I will be able to not have it. Do you understand? If I want to become a devotee who is in love with Krishna, I must have a program which I do now, so that by my sadhana, I become involved in Krishna's service. Sadhana is what I do now, even if they are atomic little fractals, as we learned this morning. They will appear in the perfect stage again as a complete, let me say, what I practice now in black and white will come out in color there. Do you understand this? If I would be at a newer audience, not a devotee audience, I would now show you an impressive amount of push-ups which I can do. I practice this already since 20 years, but because you would only talk about push-ups and not about the principle, I'm not doing it. The idea is we can shape whatever we want to be, not whatever, but what we wish to become by daily practices. If I want to have Vrindavan Bhakti, if I want to have my Siddha Deha, my eternal perfected identity, I address now about 5 of you in the audience who are thinking about this. I must now practice whatever I do in my practice, that is the same that I will receive in my perfected state. It's only a question of one is immature, the other is mature. We do sadhana based on this practice. What does it say there? What you practice is what you become. No, this is very, very, very important understanding. I would like to say to you, this time I will not ask you what you practiced from the last lecture, because I understood that some of you are becoming embarrassed, and this is the last thing I'd want. I made a few discussions today on the walk, and I have asked a few people, so did you practice a little bit to align your decision from with the soul? Did you make soul decision? Someone said, yes, when I didn't like someone, I didn't explode in an egoistic way, as I used to do. I just spoke kind words to them, because I understood if I only react from the emotional platform, I will become entangled in other things. I also asked about sadhana. Did you, what is about, I asked someone, practicing now that Krishna is that you are part of Krishna, and that you do your services in that idea. And someone said, yes, when I chanted, I did like this. So maybe someone can say, who is it? You have a good voice. And kindly say, we hear every word and we are not so impressed by what they talk. And so they should move somewhere else. No? Hare Krishna. This is how we talk in North Germany. It's a different culture from the Serbian. And by now you have become tolerant with me when I do this. So my dear devotees, what you practice is what you become. Ask yourself what you do now. What can you expect from your practice as what you do now? My dear devotees, to change something in our practice requires an idea which I would like to point now out. It is practicing growth. I have talked to one devotee, and that one devotee was very moved by my talk, so that whoever you are, you must listen now attentively, because this might help you. We all are, as human beings, we somehow repeat activities that become, they are reflected in our neural network. It is said neurons that fire together, wire together. They build structures, patterns in you. So everyone, as they sit here, is the result of what they repeatedly have done. When we do this, we build what is called a comfort zone from which we start. It is a place where we feel safe and we feel in control. Now, when we wish to change something, we need to venture out of this zone. And this is perhaps the most uncomfortable step when you practice growth. Because the zone in which you go is something that you have not done before. You may accept a practice you have not done. You may change your behavior in ways you are not familiar. This zone has been called by psychologists, it's not my list, is the fear zone. When you are in the fear zone, in the beginning, you might have low self-confidence. Do you remember our master, our teacher of change? Who was that? The lobster, yes. Do you remember what happens when he steps out of the old shell, which has become too restricting? He becomes vulnerable, yes, and in his vulnerability, he needs a safe space, so he will hide in a cave. No? He has entered the fear zone. He is afraid of every little movement that happens outside. It could be a predator, someone who eats him, and he has no hard shell. He cannot defend himself with his, what is it called? The scissors, you know. So he will, in the fear zone, he will suffer from a low self-confidence. I don't know how I can do this. Often, and this is mostly found in religious movements like ours, one doesn't want to enter the zone because it's uncomfortable, and one makes excuses and avoids opportunities. I have received about 10 letters where devotees said, I wanted to come to the summer camp, but I developed an allergy and I could not come. So I wrote back, oh, I'm sorry, but I thought, yes, you were afraid to enter the fear zone, and you make now excuses and avoid opportunities. This is psychologically tested. The body will somehow throw something into your way when you are afraid to move on. Devotees, I know when I was asked to go on book distribution Sankirtan, I said, no, I have to finish this chapter in the Gita, translating. I have had many. At this moment, it's good to cry, but not to laugh. No, don't cry also. But I just want to adjust you to healthy emotions and not nervous emotions. So my dear everyone, and I avoided many opportunities in my life. Do you know this from yourself? You make excuses. Another thing is, in this zone, because you have such a low confidence, you're very much affected by other people's opinion, what they think about you. I do remember the devotee said to me when I wanted to go on, I wanted to join them on Harinam Sankirtan, and I was attached to a particular code, which I put on, which my favorite music group, one of the members was wearing this. And it was old, it was torn. And the devotee said, why don't you dress in dhoti? I said, I'm known amongst my class fellows, and they will come at this time in the town because they will go to rock and roll concerts, and they will see me in dhoti. Do you know what they will think about me? They will sing songs about me, which make me ridiculous. So, fear zone, when something new comes, a new dress, a new behavior, it could be new sadhana, a different way of chanting, more focused and concentrated. You will have low self-confidence, and you will make excuses and so on. This is typical for someone who goes into a fear zone. I spoke today with someone who said, Maharaj, it's time for me. I feel it very clearly. Yes, I was a successful business lady, but I should now live for some time in an ashram and then maybe continue later business. Otherwise, I never ever learn Krishna consciousness in serious. in all sincerity, at least 5 days I should go, no, 5 weeks I should go in an ashram. Mark Zucker, what is this Zucker? Stephen Jobs did it, and Mark, what is the Mark? Facebook Mark, no? Facebook. Yeah, they also did it. I know I have to do this, but I'm so much strach, there's so much fear. He didn't use the Yugoslavian word. When you dare to leave your comfort zone, because you either want to grow or you just can't stand to be such a compromised living entity, you will have to enter the fear zone, my dear devotees, and you will have to cross it. After this zone comes perhaps the most important zone. It is called the learning zone. Don't sit around with your fears. Don't sit around with your low self-confidence. Don't think along, sit being afraid what people will talk about you. No. Learn new skills. Learn to deal with problems head on and try new things that try. Few things won't work, but certain things will work, and as you practice them, they will bring you to a wonderful result. Perhaps I didn't tell you, but when I was young, I was very young, I was 15 years when I became interested in Krishna consciousness, and I wanted to join, and the temple person asked Prabhupada, there's this 15-year-old boy, he wants to join. And Prabhupada said, no, he has to finish his school, he has to finish his education. Where will our movement go with all this minority, this young people who quit school? I heard it, and I smiled. And I thought, I'm not yet his disciple, I don't have to surrender. So I waited a little bit until I was under the radar, and when I was 16, I joined. Prabhupada informed the young boy didn't follow your orders. Prabhupada was very kind. He was always very kind in the encounters which we had. He said, and tell him he should never, ever stop learning. And this I try to do. I have a lot of interest in learning many things. I do it in self-study and so on. Learning zone, because I know I acquire new knowledge, I acquire also new skills. At the moment I do power training, because old men need to build up muscles according to medicinal research. I like new things, If you can do that, my dear devotees, and all of us can do this, you enter into the most important zone in your spiritual life that really changes your whole life. It is called the growth zone. It is here where you are able to set new goals for yourself. It is here where you find your purpose. It is here where you will actually live your desires, your dreams. What do you think? Because some of you are interested, and we have Krishna Chaitanya Maharaj here, I want to ask the question, what is fear? Because I feel that's the zone where many people are not ready to go through it, especially when they are older devotees. They don't like to change anything. They have established their comfort zone within ISKCON or within their spiritual life, and they resist further growth. So what is fear? Where does this come from? And how to deal with it? Fear, as defined by the Aurelio dictionary, I don't know what dictionary that is a feeling of unrest before the notion of a real or an imaginary danger. We fear weathering a storm, we fear loneliness, we fear of not being able to overcome difficulties involved in understanding something. And the result of any type of fear is you lose all comfort and feel insecurity. How can you deal with your fear? First of all, find out whether there are real reasons for being fearful. For instance, I was very afraid 3 weeks ago of going to a root channel, what is it called? Drilling. Do you know who root channel? Rutski, Shanalski. It can be very bad. What is root channel drilling? You know what? They remove the nerves. They really get on your nerves. The root channel people. Now I was very afraid. I postponed the date. I did all the things, find excuses why I couldn't do it. But then I studied a little bit how to deal with fear, because I was really fearful. Because I have a bad experience with dentists. I said, let me first find out if my fear is, if there are real reasons for this fear. And what I did is I asked ChatGPT, like all people, when you don't know something, you go there nowadays. What do injections do? And it explained in detail how a certain chemical is injected so that the nerves cannot transmit the feeling of pain. And this is the new types of injections. So when I went to my root channel person who was there with a grin, I said, do you have this type of injection? How do you know? I'm afraid. Yes, we can give you this. It's a little bit more expensive. No problem. As long as I don't have to suffer. Second, ask what possibilities, assistance, resources are available to you now, so that the fear is not warranted. What can I do to overcome this? And third, if you cannot overcome an obstacle today, what steps can you do to overcome the obstacle tomorrow? The rule is, don't become paralyzed by panic or fear. Panic or fear will immobilize you, so that there is no possibility for you to navigate or go through the fear zone and enter the learning zone, where you will learn something new. My dear devotees, there are statistics which tell without any doubt that all people who enter into something new, it could be sports, it could be a spiritual movement, it could be this, they come out of their comfort zone with a lot of interest, they work very hard. But if they come out of the comfort zone once, they will they will need to come out of it again because they make themselves comfortable. Let us talk a little bit about the World Cup. Ronaldo or Rinaldo, you have heard. I have an advisor on football, I know everything. Rinaldo is the main problem for the Portuguese team because he has done a lot for football to make it socially acceptable by his artful play, and he developed his comfort zone. But now there are many young players, and if everything has to go through Ronaldo, all the goals, it will not work for the team, you know. He will have to learn something new. He will have to come out of the comfort zone of perhaps the most known football player on planet Earth. More famous he is than this clown from America, Trump, you know. So it is very important, my dear devotees, also older devotees who are 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years in the movement. You cannot be satisfied by being in your well-established comfort zone if you wish to grow. If you want to stop where you are, stay in the comfort zone by all means. No? So you need to let go and let Krishna enter the learning zone and come to the growth zone. It's a simple model. Can you follow? Could you understand? Yes. Very simple. Now let us look in the scriptures if we have an example of someone who did this journey. And I will ask you some question, what you recognize. Our example today is the young prince Dhruva Maharaj. He was a pampered prince. How do we say pampered, Nityananda Kari? Verwöhnt, you say in German. He had all the he had all the comforts you can imagine. He was living a life of luxury, but there was a thorn that pinched him. He was not really respected as who he was, that is the Yuvaraj, the crown prince, who would inherit the political power from his father Uttanapad. His father Uttanapad wanted to give this privilege of the supreme ruler to whom? To his brother, and he found out. So he felt, I'm cheated out of the kingdom. After seeking advice from his mother and hearing that only Krishna would help him to attain the lost throne, he did something. He went into the fearful and wild jungle. What is that in our model? Leaving the what zone? And moving out into the fear zone. There, he met his guru, his mentor. Who was it? Narada Muni, and he received instructions that set him on a spiritual path. He was to do something he had never done before, to make a deity out of earth, to offer the deities the wild fruits of the forest, and to chant one mantra. Do you know the mantra? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So what would this mean in our our little growth model. What did he do? Learning zone. He learned deity worship and chanting mantra and thinking. The mantra chanting he did was, and therefore he had the deity. He was chanting the mantra, and he had a deity of Bhagavan, the Lord, and he was meant to meditate while chanting the mantra on the form of the Lord. This might be for many of you who want to move on in the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, the next level, where you chant and meditate about the personalities whose name you chant. Doing that, to learn to do this, you might have to find books you have never thought of before, the books of the 6 Goswamis, which can give you detailed information about Radha and Krishna, so that you can meditate while chanting about the names of the personalities you chant. Ooh. What will people say about you? Maybe they will call you a Sahajiya. Oh. The opinions are we are very quick with opinions in any group. There are quick opinions when someone tries to go into the learning zone and go because he wants to grow, especially. That is normal, that is how societies work, human beings. So he did this, and as he did this, he entered from the learning zone into the growth zone. If you want to hear what new skills he acquired, I mean, when he stopped breathing, do you remember? This is the mystical yoga path. What happened to the breathing in the universe? Finito, finished, nishta. So he really, these were old times where what we call now mystic yoga and the fruits were very much connected with the sadhak caste. So Dhruva had a full God realization and in this growth zone, and he expressed it in a shloka which I want to chant with you. He said, maybe we can have this before so that we know what we chant. Dhruva said, "My dear Lord, you are all powerful. After entering within me, you have enlivened all my sleeping senses, my hands, my legs, my ears, my touch sensation, my life force, and especially my power of speech." You know, when he saw the Lord, he was first so overwhelmed. He wanted to offer prayer, but not a word could come out of his mouth. I saw this yesterday. There was a young man who wanted to speak with me, and I said, "Speak." He could not talk. Then he talked many sentences. And I smiled. Oh, he must come from Bosnia, because that happens with Bosnian devotees. They are freezing with nervousness. Do you want to express this? Yes. So here is an example of someone who was enlivened, especially his power of speech. He speaks many prayers which you can say, and he ends, "Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you." Would you like to sing this verse?
Yes. Yes.
Good, let's do this. Do you like to sing it on C or C sharp? C sharp. C sharp. This is B. See, the sharp ones is in German you say moll, it is very more emotional. Dhruva uvacha yanta pravishya mama vacham imam prasuptam. Sing it a little bit. C sharp is perhaps we should go to D sharp. Yes. Yanta pravishya mama vacham imam prasuptam. Yanta pravishya mama vacham imam prasuptam. Sach jiva yakila shakti dar yasvadarana. Sach jiva yakila shakti dar yasvadarana. Anyam shahasta charana shravana tvagadim. Anyam shahasta charana shravana tvagadim. Pranam namo bhagavate purushaya tupiyam. Pranam namo bhagavate purushaya tupiyam. CC Madhya 22, 107. Madhya 22. So, yes, you can see all the zones here, and it was Dhruva Maharaj was able to go through this journey by practicing, because what you practice now, even if it's in an imperfect stage, when you are with low self-confidence, when you are almost making an excuse, no, I can't do this, when you are affected by people's opinion because you have changed something, when you keep on practicing, you go through the learning zone, you will soon acquire new skills and a new type of confidence, and you will then go to the very, very, very important growth zone. What is growth in your spiritual life? What should you look for? Any idea?
Attachment to Holy Name.
Attachment, real attachment to the Holy Name. Yes. Prabhupada said once, there are three things, and you are right, which are given in the Bhagavatam for someone who makes advancement. Just now I'm a little tired, so my Sanskrit verse is not coming, but it means bhakti will come in your heart, real love or attachment will come. Then an experience will come, yes. You're meant not only to learn about Krishna, but to experience His presence. Yes, that is. And the third is, you will feel detachment. Where is this verse? Does someone remember? Yes, Bhakti Pareshanubhava. Where is that verse? Can we have ChatGPT? You can find out. Bhakti Pareshanubhava. I would love to tell you the verse so that you can look it up. I really recommend you to read the purport of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur to this verse. He gives an amazing and long purport on page 300 of the Shradashini. It's the only number I can remember. Page 300 on, Shradashini. It's his commentaries on the 10th canto, which was published by Mahanidhi, Gopal Maharaj, and I think that's his name now. And yes, it is very, very convincing. The verse in the Bhagavatam is where?
11 to 42.
11, what?
2,
2,
42.
11 to 42. Please write it down. I know that only 2 of you will look it up because you are Hare Krishnas. You never want to come out of your comfort zone. But for that, I'm speaking for those 2. No? Please excuse me. But some realism is always good. Try to leave your comfort zone where you do things, hear things, but never act on them. No, that is important for you. Now, my dear devotees, I want to give you practical things, what you could do so that you can actually practice what you become. I will ask His Holiness Krishna Chaitanya Maharaj to come. I will team up with him. Perhaps someone can carry his chair for him. Nitai Jivan, you are very strong, or whoever, you are there. Yes, whoever. Because you don't carry him while he is on the chair. Like Maharaj Rahuga. No need. We are cultured people. Oh, we are very comfortable with. What you will hear now is based on one verse which is discussed, very controversial. Yeah, very interesting, some controversy. You know? It is, I will read to you Srila Prabhupada's translation. Pure love of Krishna is eternally established in the hearts of the living entities. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Satya Kabunai Shravanadi Chudachitte Karaye Uday. So pure love of Krishna is already established in the heart of the living entity. It is not something to be gained from another source, no outside source. No. Now, how will this come about? When the heart is purified by hearing and chanting, this love naturally awakens. This translation of the verse gives us an idea that when you do something now, it will manifest in a mature form. You may do it like a green mango, not yet perfect, but one day it is fully ripened as pure love of Krishna. Yes, if you want to read this verse in Prabhupada's translation, Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 2207. As I said, this is hotly discussed, this verse, and I've given you my dear devotees, for your practice, I want to suggest the 5S formula. Many gurus, before they accept disciples, they tell them these 5 S's. And yes, this gets dramatic, I know. And you might, have a new name is not without attractive force, but they will say it's not about a new name. You need to put the fundament by these practices. The first practice, they will say to you, Prabhupada always said this, demanded this of us, is called Svadhyaya. As an older devotee, you should also do this. Before I start now, I will now ask you to form groups of 2, and I will ask you to churn a little bit svadhyaya. Yeah? So each one needs to be set up like the two of us here. We have partners. Please look for your partners. Again, I know some of you are introvert, some of you are highly nervous to share some things, but move out of your comfort zone, no? To learn something. Yeah? No problem. We are nervous, we never take part in exercises, we sit and we think about what will we eat next, and you know, but this is something else. So, everyone found a partner? Bada Setu, you have a partner? You have. Good. Esther, partner is there. Good. Sanatan Yogi, your partner is there? Good.
We don't understand completely what is the point.
Yes, I have not yet said it. Very good. Someone is thinking along. Jalakara, you have found a partner? Or devotee from Sarajevo? Partner is there. Good. You don't have to marry the partner afterwards. So this is just for this exercise. So. Sluchate, plural. Sluchate. So the first practice which Prabhupada demanded of the members of the society, in which many of my godbrothers Guru demand, is svadhyaya, regular study of the books. He wrote to us in Germany, these books are not for distribution, they are for reading. I have not written these books only for distribution, they are meant to be read by you. So my question is, what have I studied from Shastra that I have actually applied, and how has it shaped my character and choices? I will ask Nityananda Kari to say this out loud because it's a difficult question. What have I studied from Shastras in my life that I have actually applied, and how has this shaped my character and choices? You might have to think for a moment.
Koja je to stvar koju sam studirala u šastrama, koje su promijenile moj karakter, koje sam prakticirala, da su one promijenile moj karakter i utjecale su na moje donošenje odluka.
You remember, what I practice now is what I become later. So here is one practice. So the question is, what have I practiced in this, and how has this applied my character and choices? If you don't have an answer to this now, remember when you became a devotee, because there it was still intact in you. You read something and you applied it. Many of you have lost this now, but it is necessary to gain this, to grow. Krishna. Hare Krishna. I'm very impressed, my dear devotees. Thank you so much. You are participating so nicely. It's so impressive to see you talking and really digging digging deep. No, I hope you talk about the exercises and not about new apps on mobile telephone, but joking. These are practices now which you learn, and the questions will help you to really apply them in your life. So the next S after Svadhyaya or self-study, well, I'm not so good. Sva means one's own, it's self-study, what you do on your own, comes the next process. If you only read, this is not enough. You need to apply it in a sadhana, a practice, because then it goes down from the theory into an experience. No? And the experience are the ones which form our consciousness like no other thing. So the next S is, it appears for you, sadhana. I will ask you now a question which will help you to look at your own sadhana as it is now, and which might inspire you to go in a deeper practice. Okay? Are you ready for the question?
Yes.
Let it be that not only one person shares, both have to share. This is the wonderful question, but it's not the most wonderful question. The most wonderful question comes very soon. And Nityananda Kari, you will translate this in loud, so that because we really need to understand the question. If I truly would apply myself to sadhana, where would my consciousness be in 5 years? How might my life look in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years? If I would truly apply myself to sadhana, because you remember, you become what you practice. No? If I truly would apply myself to sadhana, to spiritual practice, where would my consciousness be in 5 years? How might my life look in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? Start now. Remember, we are talking about 5 powerful practices that we will do as we move out, or as we move into the growth zone, where true spiritual progress takes place, right? So, we move now to the third S. It is called Sangha.
So,
Sangha, association, no? Association. By the way, this list is not my own. It comes from Goranga Darshan, who is a professor of the Bhagavatam. And I've just adopted the questions to this. So here, are you ready? Please listen. It's something totally different than you think, the question. What could Nityananda, be ready? What could I do to be a better and more nourishing company for devotees? In other words, it's not about taking association, it is and taking from the other, becoming inspired by the other. No, it is giving association, in other words, nourishing the other. Yes? What will be the local language? Please say in local language.
Šta bih ja mogao uraditi da budem bolje društvo za bakte koje bi im davalo hranu, duhovnu hranu?
Please.
Koja bi ih ispunjavajuće društvo za bakte?
What could I do to be a better, more nourishing company for devotees? I think it is a very important question. And by the way, don't say just anything. At the end, I will introduce a very interesting online program, which will be, you will be very amazed when you hear it. So better watch what you say. Otherwise, you might become ridiculed and criticized by others. Very difficult. Exactly. Thank you very much. We move on to the fourth practice. It is called Seva. My question to you pairs is, where can I serve today without needing to be seen, validated, or praised? Many times in devotional service and in service during a summer camp, I know one devotee who always he works through the whole night and cooks. But once we forgot to mention him, and he didn't cook for 10 years. So here again, it's a good time to cry, not to laugh, because this laughter, some psychologists will have to say something about this type of laughter. So we should not do our service to be seen or validated by our group. We should do this Aituki, Apratiyata. We should try to do it for Krishna. I'm always thinking of I'm telling the devotees who do kirtan and who now become kirtan stars with millions of followers on the internet. You will be born as a kirtaniya when you can sing alone for Krishna. I must say, I myself, I'm not a good kirtaniya and not, I like to sing everywhere, especially also in the shower here, very interested. But I must tell you, I learned to sing in Vrindavan, 24-hour kirtans, when I had the night shift between, 10 o'clock in the evening to 4 o'clock in the morning, 6 hours. And there was no one there to validate it, to see it. And my Mridanga player was sleeping, my kazoo player was sleeping, my harmonium player was sleeping, the chokida was sleeping. I had to sing for Krishna. Otherwise I would interrupt the 24-hour kirtan. I would be the cause for this. So this Nityananda Kari will translate for us in our local language.
Gdje danas mogu ponijeti službu? Možete pomiriti vi. Gdje danas mogu ponijeti službu bez potrebe da budem viđen, validiran ili slavljen?
Please start now. We have to go a little bit faster, my dear devotees. So now you should be warm in your intelligence. Warmed up. will just give you an idea about the last of the 5 practices. I feel they are very important. It's very important. It's sadachar. Sadachar is, Krishna Chaitanya Maharaj, please help me. Achara means behavior.
Sat means good or right.
Good or paka behavior. No? And the question which I would like to ask you, each one for themselves, it's not for you to share with others, because it is maybe too private, and because we are in the Balkan area where we are very concerned what is the opinion of others about me, I don't want to inconvenience you. But the question which I asked you to think about is, where am I compromising my values in my behavior and my ideas? I want to give you an example of my life. I became very convinced at one stage that cow protection is very important in our society. And then I had seen that the slaughterhouse industry really creates not properly milked milk. You know, it's blood milk. You know, blood milk means it's forcibly taken from the cow by this milking industry. The way this enormous amounts of milk can be given is only if the cows are multiplying, and the male cows, the bulls, they can't give any milk. They are slaughtered. If we would have to maintain all the bulls, we couldn't keep the dairy industry going. So in my mind, I could see I should not drink milk. Then I understood, but I like milk products, especially when they serve pizza and they bring the vegan cheese on pizza. It's like an offense against a culture that was started 2,000 years ago by the Romans, you know. And I often broke. I said, for pizza, I'm breaking my compromising my values. My dear, and it pained me that just for my tongue, I let the cow suffer, and so on, and I became vegan. I'm not saying you should become vegans, because there are good reasons to continue drinking milk also. It could be that Prabhupada was aware and he told us to drink milk, to continue drinking milk. And you could also take the point, well, yes, there is this violence against Mother Cow, but if we take her milk and offer it to the deities and to the Vaishnavas, then there is in all this misery something good for the cows. No? You could take that perspective. But I want to say, for myself, this perspective could not hold any longer against my awakening moral sense and ethical sense. That was a personal thing, and I had to do. I still have one little compromise. Perhaps it happens every 3 months when I take one small diary project for health reasons product. But and this is the question you have to ask yourself. Where do you make compromises in your value system, in the behavior which you think is ideal? Yeah, is the question clear? I don't ask you to share with your neighbor because it might be embarrassing and perhaps your neighbor puts it on the internet or compromises you in other ways, you know. So therefore we don't do this, but it's a good question to ask. My dear devotees, all this is theory. All this will be forgotten by you in the next 10 minutes if you do not create a practice out of it. And I have seen in my life and in the life of many devotees, there is, in my opinion, only one thing that turns this theory into practice. I call this program the morning monk. What it means is that before you do all the other activities which you do in the life, you get up at an appropriate time, maybe 11 o'clock in the morning. That is the only time you can mention. And before you do anything, you chant and you read. And this is the program for those who are beginners in spiritual practice or who have lost their spiritual practice. The idea is to do it before you get in the day. Because if you don't do it first thing, it will not be done. Or if you do it, you will just stick it in between as a practice which will tire you out and you don't really like to do it. So I want to request you to think about the morning monk. Could you perhaps imagine to get up 1 hour earlier than you are used to and dedicate that 1 hour, let us say, to reading a little in Prabhupada's books, in chanting a little bit, in offering some porridge breakfast, simple breakfast, and then go into the day. No? Morning monk. My dear devotees, I'm trying to do this Krishna conscious path since more than 50 years, and I can tell you, if you don't do your spiritual things, spiritual sadhanas in the morning, they will either not be done, which is most of the stories which we have, or you do them in a haste and in a, you know. I'm wondering what Krishna thinks about a devotee who says at 11 o'clock in the night, my God, I have now still 10 rounds in order to complete my 16 rounds. Oh, Krishna, I'm so tired. I want to eat. What about the football results? What is the quality of these rounds? No, not very impressive. Tomorrow I will introduce another practice which Akrura, who comes from this local area, is practicing with Bhakti Grantha. It is, you know, the partnership sadhana, where they, anyways, tomorrow. What do you think about the morning monk? Does it make sense?
Yes.
Will you do it?
Yes.
Don't believe it?
Yes.
Think about it and then maybe make a resolution before the date is known. We say things so easily in the moment. I want to end here. I'm a little conscious about the time. I need to see. I don't see Madhva Muni at this moment. Is he? Can I take 15 minutes for questions? Or is a theater person here from the theater? I think it's possible. No. So I will release His Holiness Krishna Maharaj from this chair. Hare Krishna. And thank you. Friends can talk like this. Did you notice how the dog took shelter at Krishnaji? I've never seen it. I think because of your book. Anybody? Hare Krishna. I think those who made a photo can send to Maharaj. He can put it on his new book cover. Okay, so we will have 15 minutes for questions. Who has a question? I saw a devotee in the back. Prabhu, I don't have my... Are you Leela Purushottama? Good, then I can see by you. Yes, yes, Leela Purushottama.
I happen to hear this point more than few times. What did you just said? Like decide, but how should I decide? I mean, I have desire, and perhaps we all have desire to be better and to make some advancement. But what is this substance that I'm missing to come to firm decision? I will do it.
Yeah.
I have problem waking up early because
So many reasons,
yeah.
yes.
And then, like, but how should I, what is this essence? What is this thing that is missing in me that to make firm decision? I will wake up at 5 or 6.
Wonderful. An honest man has asked an honest question. No? Can you recognize? We can recognize ourselves. I have a very, very, very skilled and extremely wealthy disciple. And he went through a very difficult period in his life. And I told him, why don't you pray for help? Or why don't you, get up and chant a number of rounds? And he gave a very, very wonderful answer. And I request you to think about this. He said, Guru Maharaj, you have a personality and a nerve system that can carry strong decisions. I don't have it. I go through a very challenging time in my life at the moment, and I just can't carry the weight of these decisions. Can you understand, first of all, the question?
Yes.
And when he said it, I thought he has pinpointed a point. I do know when the body is weak, you can't lift certain weights. I mean, a box or a suitcase, as you need. When I was once very ill, I have a carry-on bag with a lot of books, and I tried to lift it and put it into the overhead compartment on an airplane. And I had it like this, but then I fell on the seat because I was too weak. I was not nourished. Decisions are like that also. We may be too weak to make decisions. Weak in the sense, no, please listen, not in the sense we say it, it's almost a bad word in our, oh, you're weak problem. No. I mean, just we don't have that peace, we don't have that inner willpower, we don't have that nerves to do it. We are exhausted in the morning. We are. The morning may be the only time when we finally can find rest and sleep. You know, it may be like this, that our sleeping patterns have come in disorder. You know? So I personally think, Lila Purushottam, for some things in life we do require health. We do require the external circumstances so that they work. I do know that Prabhupada wrote one letter where he put an interesting sequence. He said, first comes, not sadhana. He did not say sadhana. He did also not say, first comes seva. No. He said, first comes health. Then he said, second comes your spiritual practice, your sadhana, and only third comes seva. Because it is known, when you are physically and emotionally and mentally weak, it is very difficult for you to carry the weight of a decision for sadhana. Can you relate to what you have just heard?
Yes.
We know we have time. It's not a question of time sometimes. In the evening we are free. But every nerve in us said, you need to relax now, eat some comfort food, you know, which calms the nerves, you know, maybe something that is sweet, and that is, you know, like this. You know what you take in the evening. Or I need to maybe read a book or, you know, look at something just to calm down. Life is so difficult for me. And I do think we do need to look at our lifestyle a little bit so that we can make decisions that are aligned with our soul and our spirit, our soul and our Krishna consciousness. It is, I believe, God. As I told you, in America there was this man devotee who was just having developed an addiction to food. That's how he solved his loneliness, his problems. That is common in America. Obesity is a big problem in America. And you know what he did? He did an amazing therapy where you take some tablets, they have some risk, and you lose kilos by these tablets. Phew. But it's difficult, and the kidneys it's not good for the kidneys to take these tablets. But he just said I need to create now a somewhat healthy lifestyle. I cannot have this in order that I can do my sadhana again. So I congratulated this devotee for his determination, because it's not easy to take these pills, you know, which are available in America. And I don't know if they are available in the Europe also. I don't know. I don't have this problem, so I have not researched this. So you sometimes need to work on your life to make it possible to have a good sadhana, and to have the willpower that is required in order to carry these decisions. Lila Purushottam, it is so much, I so much know. I get up in the morning, then I do the hygienic activities. But then, although I love chanting and I do not like physical exercise, it's very boring for me. I'm very restless. I always do 10 minutes of Pilates training, because I know only then I can sit awake for my sadhana. So you sometimes need to create circumstances so that it is possible for you to carry your life. Depression is a big problem that happens not only outside of ISKCON but also inside of ISKCON. There are many, many ways you can deal with depression, but there is one way which many I know it is good. It is, to walk in the park, fast walking, because then you get out of tama, which brings you into depression, and you come in another mode. So you sometimes need to know how to manage your life so that you can carry these decisions, especially when you're an older devotee. As a young devotee, you have that great mercy of Krishna or of Radharani, that you are awake and alive. I mean, if I look at all of you and see what you did when you were young, oh, my God. But you are now light years away from that, and that is normal. The same discovery of newness is no longer there. You know it. You have heard many lectures. You must now see how you motivate yourself, and everyone has to find that on their own. It is some eagerness, but don't give up. You will definitely find it if you're serious, if it really matters, and you are most serious. You just survived the most intense, life-threatening illness by your devotion and your so on. So it's something we need to. Therefore, Krishna will show us again this model. It's very simple. Growth zone, fear zone. It's always surrounded with fears and excuses. Oh no, I can't get up in the morning because. I can't hang the garland in the right way because they told me. We always have excuses. The moment we have to get out of our comfort zone and do something new, and we need to go through that and go then to learning new skills and go to the growth zone. It's very important. I can take one last question. I have seen Elena also. Elena, is your name Elena?
Yes.
Yeah. Please ask your question.
If you come to the mic.
A microphone is coming to you. I'm sorry, I have to go by the order in which I see. I have seen also Purnamasi, but I saw Elena first. No, it is also very motivated. Yes.
Thank you for your class. I would like to know what should push us to step out of our comfort zone if what we already have is also given by Krishna. And it turns out I'm not satisfied with what I have.
Everything I have is given by Krishna, so when I move out of my comfort zone, I'm rejecting what Krishna gave me. And that is not good. That is not good. I mean, if I would have this question, and it would be fired on me when I'm in the TV and I have to give immediately an answer. I would really look foolish. So let me think for a moment. Why grow? Why advance? Why move forward? Everything which is controlled by Krishna, is given by Krishna. Yes, Krishna has many gifts, and one gift is the Bhagavad Gita. One gift is the association of devotees, and through these gifts, Krishna is wanting to give us now higher gifts. Children are giving toys. But if children grow, they are giving books to read. If they grow further, they are getting opportunities to apply their knowledge. We can't. Children have to move out and grow and accept the other gifts which God has given. You know, Krishna gives us for all of the for whatever we want on any level. But when we want to grow, Krishna will give us something higher. Sadhus can talk to you in such a way that they say, everything you do is all right, all right, all right. It is said, when sadhus talk like this, they cheat you. Because this is what you want to hear. Sadhus have cheating, and they have real gifts. God has also things He gives to those who want to stay in their comfort zone, and He has gifts for those who want to grow. He gives according to the desire. This is as good as I can do, Elena. I will think more about it. I want to now end this session. Our Muni has come and will tell us exactly, maybe we need to vacate this room so that the theater is, maybe you are not dressed well enough, Bhavana, I don't know, because he said for theater, we need to, you are also not so good dressed.
We can go to buy some clothes.
Yes. So, yeah.
I put on a new dhoti, like you said.
Yes, yes, thank you.
Everything new.
New.
Freshly ironed, everything.
Yes, yes. Actually, we wanted to make a real theater experience, to publish a booklet.
Purnamasi also put a very nice theater.
Yes, yes. Who else? Dionys.
Dionys, yes.
I said that for the evening theater we should dress nicely, so I'm giving you as an example. Yeah, I'm not a Jew. Oh, yes, definitely. So, yes, we will now leave this theater, leave this temple room and come back into theater hall. And Gornitai will get their arati, and after they will get their ecstatic, the lotus eyes will be fed with ecstatic offering of our dear devotees, because theater is actually meant to be for the deities, so we don't close the altar. Like Bharatanatyam or Odissi dancers are dancing in front of the altar, never turning back to the altar. So that will be for their pleasure. And yes, I have one technical things. I saw someone sit like this. No. No. So just it's a brand new. We bought 108 of this, and they can serve some years, so they're brand. So please, yeah, like Bhavana is sitting and others. Yeah, two. Yeah, like you take two, because someone can sit on the floor. And just don't bend. Okay.
When should we come back?
We should come back. I think 8:30 is the plan. 7:30. So yeah, help us. Yeah, 7:30. Yeah, I wanted to say we wanted to publish a booklet like when you come to theater, you open, you see the name of the theater play, actors, director. But our theater master, director, she said, no, this is very mysterious. They don't need to know who is who. They should guess, and they don't need to know what is a theater about. We also gave the title, which is like, I don't know. So, yes, prepare for the miracle and for some mystical play. Okay, see you soon. Be ready and no popcorns, just.
To stoji, a? Dobro. Napiši njihovo ime i tvoje ime. Koje vaša imena. Giriraz, Malika Malati. Wow. Taj Sundar Goranga, Taruni Rada, Prema Murtidas. Shishi Nitai Vijay Goranga, Dayal Nitai Vijay Goranga. Shishi Gor Nitai Iskon Belgrade. Sorry. Let's take a drink. Evo, bacite, vidite. Hare Krishna. Kako se glasi?